women, small businesses, and work. Why should women work? It reduces dependency on their partners, on their spouses, on their husbands. It reduces friction in the home. They can also do their own investments. It reduces the quarrels in the home over money. Welcome to the Elly Twineyo Show. In this episode, we are looking at women, small businesses, and work. This show is dedicated to women, especially women in India, women in Africa, women in Brazil and Argentina, who should be interested in this episode and the coming episodes. Why should women work? Because of some reasons, because of some cultures in India, in Africa, in Brazil and Argentina, there is a tendency that women are discouraged from work, or that women are barred from working. But women should work. And work, indeed, is not that they should get paid. Work has more benefits for women. Therefore, I encourage all men, all partners to allow their women to work for these reasons I'm going to give you. One, when a woman is working and she can earn her own money, it reduces quarrels at home over money. It reduces dependency. It reduces dependency on their partners, on their spouses, on their husbands. Yeah, because then the woman has her own money and she can use it to do other things that she would be asking the husband to give her money to buy things X and Y. Number two, when these women are working, they are not redundant. And you see, redundancy and keeping at home can be associated with bad manners. You are keeping at home, you are redundant, there can be bad manners. Let me tell you, in agriculture, among birds, we say that redundancy causes cannibalism among birds. It causes toy pecking among birds. It also causes egg eating among birds. So you find the chicken, the poultry, the birds are picking other birds' toes. They are trying to cannibalize. They are trying to eat the eggs of the other birds, and which is very bad. So you want to avoid some of your wives developing bad manners, let them be working. But also working is associated with developing and getting new ideas. Where do you expect your wife, your lady, your partner to get ideas when she's keeping at home? When she's always at home, and I know most of you, when they are at home, you don't pay them. Yeah, I know some families, when the woman or the wife is not working, they are paid a monthly salary, which is also regarded as work. So she's at home but working. Because basically what we mean by working is you are working, you are employed, or you are working, you have your own business. And that is why this part features in women, small businesses, and family. The other aspect, and a very important aspect, is that when women are working, they can also do their own investments. And we know most cases that women in these places that we talk about invest for their children. So they will invest, they will save money and save and invest, and whatever they invest in is important for them, but also is important for their children in future, which is also important. But like I said at the beginning, when the woman is earning, is getting her own money, whether salary or income, whether she's employed or she has her own business, it reduces friction in the home. It refuses the challenges of over money, where the woman always wants the man's money. I know in most cultures, the man's money is the family money, and the woman's money is her own money. But that's okay. Let it be. At least when she's earning her own money, it reduces the quarrels in the home over money. Yeah, because like we said, she can buy things without having to ask, without having to be dependent on you. And she can also help the partner, the husband, the spouse, with buying certain things which would otherwise have to be bought or provided by the man, by the husband, by the partner, by the spouse. And that is important because then the woman brings another source of income to the family. And if there is disclosure, then you have two sources of income into this family. A family that has got two sources of income, of course, is better off than a family that has got one source of income. More especially in India, in Africa, in Brazil, and Argentina. Because in these countries, money is important, incomes are important. These are developing countries. So any income that comes to the household is important. And of course, such a lady, such a woman who is working, who is having income or salary, can also help, especially in these countries that have what we call extended families. They can help the extended family by also supporting them in different ways, sometimes paying their school fees, their tuition, so that these children can go to school and get an education which can help them in the future. I personally agree that education is an equalizer. The son and daughter of a poor man or poor woman or a poor family can be a successful one in future if they are given the best education. With the income that this lady is bringing, she could also contribute towards school fees, towards tuition. But also I need to mention, if it is a family working together, if the family is cooperating, if there is disclosure about money in this family, it is also important that you could have these two incomes brought together, and we could have more investments in this family, because the two people in the home, the two leaders of the home, the father and the mother, the man and the woman, the husband and the wife, you can say the partner, spouse, husband, all can put money together, and we realize more investments, which is important for everybody. But let me end with this, that working, again, like I said, is not only for money. Also, working is important, that then somebody who has not kept at home, people think we always work for money. It is not that money we work for money, but being at work itself reduces stress. Being at work reduces depression. Being at work takes away from family problems and challenges. You can go back to them after work. Being at work stabilizes families and marriages and relationships, because then you spend more time at work and you can see the partner for a short time. Even when you have challenges, you will have little time to be engrossed in these challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said at the beginning, this show of why women should work and small businesses is dedicated to the women, but also men in India, in Brazil, Argentina, and Africa. Let's come to the next show. Let's come to the next episode. Thank you very much.